The Arrowverse has stolen a major villain from the cinematic universe. Let me explain. So the Arrowverse has recently finished its amazing crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earth, which brought together so many different DC TV shows. We talk about stuff like Batman 66, Smallville, Teen Titans, Swamp Thing, Black Lightning, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and that is just what I could think of off the top of my head. But one of the major cameos was Ezra Miller's The Flash from the DC Cinematic Universe making a surprise appearance in front of The Flash from The Flash.
Hello? What the hell is this?
The show has established that every single cameo is a different Earth, a part of the multiverse, a part of the Arrowverse. Verse. So for all intents and purposes, shows like Teen Titans, Batman 66, Smallville, Birds of Prey are all canon in that same multiverse. So with Ezra Miller's Flash making an appearance would mean that the DC Cinematic Universe is a part of that multiverse. Now if you hold this thought for a little bit, it got me thinking about another character in this crossover. I could speak of the main villain, the Anti-Monitor, who is established to have been created by the Monitor about 10 million years ago when he travelled back in time to the beginning of time to see what happened, thus creating the Anti-Monitor. Now in part 5 of the crossover, it also establishes it doesn't matter which version of the Monitor went back in time from which universe, the same Anti-Monitor and the same antimatter universe is opened up / created. So if the Anti-Monitor from Earth 1 does it, the same Anti-Monitor and anti-universe is created as if the Monitor from Earth 95 did it, or the one from Earth 82, or from 66, or 666. No matter what, the Anti-Monitor and the antimatter universe is always created the same. So that would mean that there's always the same antimatter universe and anti-monitor for the entirety of the regular multiverse. The same multiverse which contains the DC Cinematic Universe. And of course, at the end of the entire crossover event, the Anti-Monitor is defeated and trapped in the microverse. But this would have been the exact same Anti-Monitor who would have threatened the DC Cinematic Universe, as there's only one for the entire multiverse. So the DC Cinematic Universe can't use him as a villain, because by canon, he's already been defeated, he's already trapped. So with this in mind, there are several options for the DC Cinematic Universe. The first one would be to simply never use the Anti-Monitor, which might make sense. It might not be the type of villain that the Cinematic Universe can support. The second would be to just flat out ignore the Arrowverse and create their own version of the Anti-Monitor, which might annoy some fans, but ultimately, I guess it would be harmless. Option 3 is something which I would absolutely love and think could actually match the Marvel Universe in just how big and amazing it is. That is to use the exact same Anti-Monitor. Through shenanigans, he escapes the microverse, he is running rampant throughout the multiverse again, and he faces up against the cinematic universe. Then you have him talk about previous battles, how he's faced against these heroes before. You could talk about how he's already destroyed the multiverse and through sheer dumb luck it got recreated, or anything like that. And if you really want to play it big, you bring the CW Arrowverse characters over onto the big screen, part of some amazing epic battle against the Anti-Monitor one last time. But the channel say they just won't use the Anti-Monitor. It'd be a shame, but we've already got this amazing version of the character and the fight if it be on the little screen. Still, it could be quite amazing to see other shows use variances of the Anti-Monitor all being the same person. And it could be established throughout. And honestly, this is something they could throw back to from like 50 years from now, 100 years from now, when they recreate these universes and they choose to do Crisis. Now there's a lot. Ultimately, it would be, yeah. But, so there we go. So there it is. The Anti-Monitor is the same in the cinematic universe as he is for the TV universe, and it just. But they're trying to say the cinematic universe won't do something as big and as epic as Crisis on Infinite Earth, as honestly it takes so many elements to put that together. The TV universe the TV universe was able to bring that all together, but the cinematic universe is going to have a significantly harder time getting even like the rights to do it together. Ultimately, the cinematic universe is probably not going to ever bring in the Antimatter or do any of the events like Crisis on Infinite Earth, because ultimately these are very big events. Ultimately, the cinematic universe just does not have the resources for it, when the TV universe has literally all of that stuff at its disposal, which is honestly fantastic. Also, I love the fact that at the end of the crossover event, it was established that the Arrowverse's Earth 1 is now Earth Prime. That is, by canon, the main DC universe, which would mean the cinematic universe is no longer considered the DC's main universe. It's the TV stuff that is. And the movies, they're just another story being told with these characters. Which, honestly, at the way that everything's going, I'm glad it's been established like that. Anyway, I have been Darius the Nerd. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting. And tell me in the comments, what did you think of Crisis on Infinite Earth? Because frankly, I absolutely loved it. Even though it was cheesy, low budget, it was just downright amazing. Anyway, until I see you next time, bye for now.